of the weekly workout series. This is the third workout this week that I'm getting into. And today we got a little bit of a switch up. I've got some upper body work that I gotta put in today. And it's a full body workout as well, because I'm gonna go do some lower body as well, but it's more of like touch up lower body. We're not pushing strength or power today, just kind of like feel good lower body, making sure that I'm loose, making sure that I'm flexible, making sure everything's feeling good. But the emphasis today is really upper body. I've changed my upper body split a lot, y'all. I really have not been doing a whole ton of like weighted upper body, really been doing a lot more calisthenics. So today's workout is literally just gonna be straight push-ups, straight volume, straight grinding, get the blood flowing through those muscles, and to have a little bit of upper body size to complement what I'm doing with my legs, y'all. So it's gonna be good. Make sure that y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. We're going to start off with some handstand practice here. We're gonna do that for about 5 minutes, and then we'll get into the rest of that workout. So make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, man. Let's get right to the work. Day number 3. Here we go, y'all.
Download Mindset Daily Motivation today and start taking control of your life.
When I ruptured my Achilles, I knew the severity of the injury, and I didn't know if I was going to come back from it. Like, this is it. Like, my career could be over right now. You know, I went home and I was just really angry. I worked so hard for us to get to the playoffs and to have a chance to win another championship, and then this happened. So I had a lot of anger. Then from the anger, then I was sad. And then you say, what am I gonna do now?
I mean, it's an obsessiveness that comes along with it. You want things to be as perfect as they can be, understanding that nothing is ever perfect. But the challenge is try to get them as perfect as they can be. And what can you do? It's in your control. So control what you can.
You're not as good as Magic Johnson, you're not as good as Larry Bird. You're good, but you're not as good as those guys. You know, I had to listen to all this, and that put so much wood on that fire that it kept me each and every day. I'm trying to become the best that I can.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna take a minute break. Then after the minute break, we're gonna go right into push-ups. And so the goal is to do 200. We're gonna do as many as 200 consecutively in a row as we can before we break. But just gotta get the 200 push-ups done as fast as we can. Like I said, this workout is tons and tons of volume, so it's gonna be rough, man. This is not a favorite part for me, but I'll catch y'all in a minute when we get back to it. Let's freaking eat, y'all. All right, y'all, we got these push-ups. We'll get right to it. We got the 200 done. This is not gonna be fun, guys, but we're gonna get it done regardless, so here we go, man. All right, here we go. 200 piece. Let's get with it, man.
It became personal with me.
Tough life, that's what life is. Life is gonna always be tough. But just remember, it's up to you to carry on. Remember you owe you something. Continue to believe that. We all have desires and dreams. Make your dream a reality.
You look for any kind of messages that people may say or do to get you motivated to play the highest level.
You have the power to lose the lead and still come back and win.
Get back up. If you don't get up when the count is at 9, you don't want it enough.
I've had many rejections. I had many doors slammed in my face, but I didn't give up. I didn't quit, and neither should you.
I know you're bleeding, but get up. I know it hurt, but get up. I need you in this moment to get up and try again.
Every word I say, the sound of a comeback.
You have this innate ability, this instinct on the inside, that you can come back from anything. Good times create weak people. Weak people create bad times. Bad times create strong people. Strong people create good times.
This comeback is personal because I owe it to myself.
It's like Muhammad Ali once said, he goes, it's hard to beat a guy when he's got his mind made up to win.
And can't nobody stop me but me.
That's how bad you gotta want it.
Tired don't mean nothing. Tired is only in the mind. You tell yourself you're tired, you're gonna be tired. I don't get tired.
I'm going to beat you. I'm going to let you know I beat you. And I'm going to want you to reconsider your professional life choice.
My father who raised me, his thing was, son, you may not be the best, but leave everything on the floor. You put 120%. I'm just asking you to do 120. Like every day when you come in, 120.
You gotta want it so bad. You gotta give all of yourself to get it. You gotta be obsessive.
Because I didn't grow up with things being handed to me. I had to work hard, I had to dedicate myself, and I had to be determined, and I was.
The bottom line is that if you're talking about beating everybody else on the planet to a thing, what you're actually talking about is what are you prepared to sacrifice psychologically, physically, existentially, relationally, socially, in terms of your self-esteem, your confidence, everything, right? All of that.
That pain you feel, that's the pain of success. You must be willing to shoulder that pain to get success. And success is something that's a very lonely path in this world. Because few are willing to make that down payment of pain for that futurement of success, a better life. Very few are.
So if you want to be the top, you gotta move different.
There wasn't a lot of smiley faces with me out there. There wasn't a lot of smiley faces with Michael Jordan. There weren't a lot of smiley faces with Kobe Bryant. There weren't a lot of smiley faces with Tiger Woods. Even when I watch sports today and see these guys on the range, like they're all buddies, and I'm like, that's not the killer instinct. That's just not. I don't think Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson were trying to be friends with anybody. I think they were going out.
And that's 120. Gonna take a slight break. So I gotta do 80 more. This is tiring. Oh my goodness. Woo!
They're on a mission. And if there was someone in their way, they had to crush them.
There's never any doubts in my mind because I'm the best in the world. Even though a lot of you don't like to hear it, it's fact, I'm the best. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't want to believe it myself, but it's the truth. I'm the best.
Deep down.
You can love me. You can hate me. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win.
At the end of the day, even Alexander, one of his famous quotes is, I have met the enemy, it is I, right? And although that is one element of an enemy, that's great. We need that. Michael had it, Brady had it, Kobe had it, but there's a crazy psychologically, you can call it, psycho-competitor that they're constantly in the search of recruiting their next enemy. It's like, life is boring if I don't have my next target. I'm almost, bad for myself if I don't have the next target, the next enemy. And if I choose it the right way, then I'm able to bring out a side of me I've never seen before.
Success is the only revenge. As you expand, they shrink into irrelevance. As you get louder, no one can hear them. You don't beat them, you cast a shadow so big, no one can see them to begin with.
And that's what it comes down to, like, what are you willing to sacrifice at the end of the day? People don't understand the level of sacrifice it's gonna take. And there's been moments where I realize that I compete because I wanna win. I love winning. I love being the best in the world. I've sat many times trying to find the balance of what I want within all this. If I was losing, I wouldn't be competing. I'm here to win.
It is hard. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way.
160. We got 40 more. Short break and get the last work.
And my advice is to prepare yourself, because success and achievement come from overcoming adversity.
When the rest of the world says no to you, you say yes to yourself. You say yes, I believe. You say yes, I can do it. You say yes, nothing can stop me.
If you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, every single day, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting? Most kids will play maybe, an hour and a half, 2 days a week. It's not going to get it done.
You have to be obsessive. You have to be obsessive. You have to be addicted. You have to be disciplined. The key there is you. Everyone else is looking for other individuals to do stuff for you. Stop looking for help from everybody else. Okay? It starts and it ends with you. Your identity starts and ends with you.
Every day is an opportunity based on your choices on how you look at things, the choices you make every day. That is what you are in the mirror today.
From the captain to the cashier, there is more in you. Stay-at-home father, stay-at-home mother, lawyer, doctor, hygienist, author. I don't know who you are, where you're from, but there's more in you.
That becomes a part of who you are. That changes how you think. That changes how you move. That changes how you behave. If you could become an executor, if you could execute, I'm talking about learn it. I'm talking about put it deep within, not you hear it.
You have to realize that there's always work to do, and you want to be the hardest working person in whatever you do, and you'll put yourself in position to be successful.
Muhammad Ali said, suffer now and live the rest of your life a champion, because he knew that the training wasn't killing him, the training.
All right, that's 200. Holy cow. Chest hurts, arm hurts, everything hurts. That was just the beginning of this workout though. So I'm giving myself 5 minutes. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, get back to y'all after 5 minutes. We don't need weights when we got volume like that. Let's eat. 5-minute break. All right, y'all. So now we got some handstand push-ups against the wall. So we're gonna do 3 sets of 5. I'm gonna take like a minute break in between each set. So let's just go ahead and get right into this, man. Let's get to work.
Was making him, it was forging him in fire.
I got to trust that nothing out there can stop who I am inside. You got to stand on your faith. You got to stand on your strength. You got to stand on who you are. I will rise again and I will push.
Jesus, bro. Add 2 more. Oh, so tiring, man. Holy cow. Putting the whole weight of your body on your shoulders is just freeing. Then after the 200 piece, oh my goodness, it sucks. Holy cow. Gotta give myself enough time to get my wind back and be able to finish the last 2 without stopping.
I will be the victorious one. I will conquer.
Listen to me, if you work for it, if you willing to put in that sweat, that blood, and those tears, baby, I'm telling you, you can have what you want, be what you want, do what you want. Are you hearing me? Don't give up, don't give in. You hang in there, you hang in there, because if you quit right now, you ain't gonna never see it. You ain't gonna never get it, but if you hold on, baby, but if you hold on, everything you dreamed of, everything you envisioned, everything you worked for, it's coming. If you work hard, you can't have it. It ain't nothing you can't have. You deserve it. It ain't nothing you can't have if you're willing to work for it.
Last 2 right here.
Our realtor who helped us find this place, Jennifer Holland, recommended.
Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, how much more can you take? What tried to kill you only made you stronger.
So what are you waiting for? You have greatness within you.
All right, that's 1 set. Holy cow. I gotta do 2 more of those. I'm gonna take like a minute break. See, on a minute, time for my shoulders. This is so much load on the shoulders, bro. Goodness gracious. But no excuses, no complaint. We gotta get it freaking done. See y'all in a minute. All right, y'all, round number 2, 5 of these reps, shoulders are cooked, gotta keep pushing. Here we go, let's get into it.
Born David Goggins wasn't good enough. He was a scared, bullied, abused kid who struggled in life. And that kid, whenever something got tough, no matter how hard I trained, no matter how ready I was, whenever something got tough for me, David Goggins, the real David Goggins, would come out and he would quit. So I realized this over a period of time. So I had to build.
Oh, 3, got 2 more. Give myself a short break and then finish this out.
Goggins. And in that process, that's where I get better. You get to face a lot of young man. You got a long journey ahead of you because you're gonna find out that while your dad did a lot of to you, you're gonna have to make it on your own. Because this world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. The world's tough. The world's tough. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness and it will just hammer you. So it's time to get back to work. Get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental lab. Because that's where the knowledge came from.
It is hard. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again.
All right, 2 sets done. Oh my goodness, man. We'll take a minute break. Just 1 more set of this. Whew. I would say this is the hardest exercise of this workout because this handstand push-up is just difficult. But take a minute break. 1 more set. All right, y'all. Last round. These handstand push-ups. Gotta finish it out strong. This is a difficult exercise, but we're gonna finish this one out strong. Here we go, y'all.
But understand this, life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself, because football lessons teach us that success and achievement come from overcoming it.
Oh God, okay. That's 3. I got 2 more. Take a short break. You're gonna get these last 2 now. Oh, my shoulders are torched, man. Goodness.
Adversity. I remember being downstairs for like the 4th round and I came and gone. And the 5th round, you know, was coming and going and all these other guys were getting picked and it was hard. I remember taking a walk with my dad and mom around the block. Sorry about that. It was just a tough day, you know. You know, finally when the Patriots called, I was so excited, you know. I was like, I don't have to be an insurance salesman, you know. All those experiences that we think are the hardest things in our life end up being the best experiences in our life because
Let's finish.
If you approach it with humility and you look inward, they become the best opportunities for growth and learning. Because I developed this work ethic in high school, and I realized, man, if I want to be good, I gotta wake up in the morning, I gotta do the extra work, and I gotta show up when other guys aren't, and I've got to learn, I've got to continue to be open to learning.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. Integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline.
Okay. That's it for that. Whew. Scramble out of those 3 sets. We're getting difficult. Next we got pike push-ups. 3 sets of 10. 4 times, take a minute break. See y'all when we get to these pike push-ups, man. More shoulder work. Let's freaking go. Again, you don't need weights. You got creativity and volume, especially in your upper body, man. Let's go. Push-ups, 3 sets of 10, set number 1. Let's get with it. Here we go, y'all. Shoulder destruction.
That it takes to be a champion in life. No shortcuts.
It was a tough battle for me. It was a tough go. It was tough in high school. It was really tough in college. If I want to be the best, I got to beat the best. And this is where the best are. I said I wasn't the prodigy. I learned about work ethic. I learned about resilience. I learned about gaining the trust and the respect of my teammates.
30 seconds. Take a quick 30-second break. Then we get right back into it, man. Here we go, round 2. Let's get with it.
Coaches, I learned about how to dig deep within myself, a long way from home without a ton of support, to still try to find a way to succeed in this situation that I really wanted to be in because it was the best for me anyway. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is getting. Go out there and treat practice like no one else does.
3 more. Oh, Jesus. Shoulders are dying right now. 3 more reps.
And I did that every single day. I didn't care about going to all these different places and doing those things. I just wanted to be my best. The team believed in me. I didn't want to let them down. What's the choice you get to make every day to wake up and say, all right, this is where I'm going to focus my time and energy? How disciplined are you to maintain that routine over a period of time? And I think that will determine your...
One more set. One more set right here. 30-second break in the last set. All right. Last round of these pikes. Let's finish out strong. Here we go.
Your level of success. Be proud of that man that wakes up every day and does the best that he could do with his priorities.
Over 8,000 men have permanently broken free from the P word by watching one single video training that you can actually watch by clicking the link below. But I want to give you 2 reasons why you should not watch that video right now. Number 1 is it's going to start a journey into arguably the hardest thing that you've ever...
3 more. Again, 3 more. Oh my goodness. Last 3.
ever done in your entire life, because that video training is going to cause you to face all of your darkness and all of your pain in the face and move into it to solve your real deeper root issue that's creating the symptom of a resist fail cycle and an unwanted behavior and an unwanted desire. And so if you would rather take the easy way out and add on blockers and accountability apps.
Oh, that's 3. All right, done with pikes. Next we got shoulder tap push-ups. So literally a push-up, tap on shoulders, another one. 3 sets of 20. First we got a 30-second break though. All right, here we go, y'all. Shoulder tap push-ups, 20 reps. Let's get with it.
And go to groups every week or throw a verse on it or pray a little bit more. You can continue to do that, or you could click the link below and watch that video and actually face this problem in the...
You always have an absolute killer instinct where I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove the way to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill this guy when we face him. Was it always like that when you were in high school, or that kind of developed later on?
Yeah, I think it developed over a period of time. And I think there was a work ethic that was in me but I was never, I would say, like a prodigy. I didn't have the arm that could throw the ball 80 yards. I didn't have the speed that Michael Vick had. I didn't have the size that a lot of guys had, but I did have something inside of me that no one could see from the outside, this level of discipline that I could accomplish something that was really important and really special. I wanted to be a great football player. If I was gonna be a great football player, I wanted to compete against these other guys, and they were all better than me. Don't worry about all these things that are out of your control. Focus on what you can do. Focus on the 2 reps.
One set done, break time. Oh, my arms are dying. This sucks. Here we go. Round 2, let's get into it.
You got.
Fuck your tired body, that unmotivated mind, and get out there and do it anyway. And the mindset is me versus me. It's no bullshit. It was all about not making excuses. It was about how do we go out and get it done.
I was so motivated to be the best I could be that I wasn't motivated to be the starter. I wasn't motivated to win the Super Bowl. I just was motivated to give my best, do the best with the opportunity I got, and to never let my teammates down. Those were my motivations. I think you wake up every day and hopefully you can look at yourself and say, did I give it my best? I wanted to be the best I could be, period. That's all I wanted. I just think winning Super Bowls was the result of a lot of great process. Like, my view is, like, you can't control the outcome all the time, right? Like, the ball's gonna bounce the other team.
2 rounds done. 1 more to go. This is rough. Here go round number 3, y'all. Last one of these, so look at push-ups. Let's finish it out strong.
Team's way, like, shouldn't always go your way. So you get motivated by the losses, you stay motivated through the winning. What you can control is your process. You can control those intangibles. You can control the work ethic, the consistent discipline, your attitude, your culture, how much you care. All those things are in you. They just need to be drawn out of you. And really, when you're in that position that you feel like you're got those pretty well under control, then you start passing those on to the other people that you're working with, that are parts of your team. Because I don't care how good any one of you are sitting out there. It doesn't matter unless you got a great team around you. You know, you could be great. You probably are great. You need a lot of other great people to support you. It takes so many people to get to where we get in our life. Yeah, I was there doing some of the work, but couldn't have done it if I didn't have them. When I was a quarterback, I was just playing quarterback. Yeah, it was me, the person, but it was me, the quarterback, that was out there because I was doing a job. I wasn't the father. I wasn't the dad out there.
All right, that's it for the shoulder taps. Oh my God. Ooh, that's tired. Now we're doing wide push-ups. 3 sets of 30. The volume on this workout is insane. Whew, 30 seconds. We get right back to it. All right, y'all, wide push-ups, 30 reps, 3 sets. Let's get with it, man. Tired, it hurts, we're gonna push.
Wasn't, the husband out there. I was the quarterback out there on the field. I was the quarterback when I went to work. Nothing was gonna get in the way of that. You've gotta create a lot of different emotion to heighten your sense of awareness and focus. Like, for me, anger was good. Anger was good because it was motivating. The more I could create an enemy, the more I wanted to go out and kill those guys. Now,
10 more, that's 20. Last 10.
I knew I was gonna kill him physically. But man, if I could just, what did they say? You know, and what did they look like? Did they disrespect me at all? Those are little things.
All right, 1 set done, 2 to go. Let's take a break. 30 seconds. All right, here we go, y'all. Set number 2. 30 of these reps. Let's knock them out.
That can get me right in the emotional frame of mind that when I ran on the field and I said, let's fucking go. It was really, let's go kick some ass. That's what we were doing. This is the moment, right now. Let's get to work. The fundamental belief is I'm giving myself to something.
Oh my. 16, holy shit. 14 to go. Come on, man.
Greater than myself, something greater than me as an individual. If I look at that journey from where I was as a kid, I had my parents that were in my life to support me every step of the way. I had my junior varsity football.
Oh my God, all right, I need 2 more. That's 28. Freaking arms hurt.
Coaches, my throwing coach and mentor. I went to Michigan, I had Coach Carr challenge.
That's 30. 1 more set of that. Alright. Last round. These wide push-ups, 30 reps. Here we go, y'all. Let's get it done.
Me to say, those who stay will be champions. So I stayed. But don't think that you're gonna have a lot of success if all you do is care about yourself. You don't work that hard. No one's that accountable. But in the end, what does culture mean to me? Do we care about each other? And do we care about what we're trying to accomplish? Most people just care about themselves.
That's 16, 14 more. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot of consistent discipline. It means that you got to do a lot more right than wrong. It means that you got to make a lot more good choices than bad choices. It means you have to be more disciplined than not disciplined. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all those little things add up.
Everyone is so pleasant, they're so helpful, and I always know when I call
me. The only person that could take away from me is me.
Everyone believes in the American dream until it comes true. And I remember, because what had happened was everybody, when I was sleeping on the gym floor, right? Like, you know, I was the underdog. You know, my club.
We got 2 more. Oh, gosh.
Clients were all like, "Oh, good for you. You know, you're going after your dream." They'd see my blanket and my pillow in the corner of the gym, and they knew I was sleeping there, and it was evident. You know, I lived there, and that everybody was like pro me. And then people would come in, they sign up like, I'm.
All right, got 30 done. That was the last set of that. Now we got, dive bomber. Dive bomber push-ups are up next. So we got 5. So the dive bomber works is where you're down, you push up, up goes in the air. You dive down, push straight up, that's 1 rep. We're doing 5 of them. So we take a 30-second break. Get into it. We're into the last 2 tops. I got dive bombers and diamonds, and I'm done with the push-up section of this. Y'all see the volume is outrageous. It's a freaking battle, man.
Support you, right? And then within 9 months, I had hired people and I had a manager, and I pulled up, and I remember I walked in the lobby, and all the same people were like, "Oh, boss man's here. Oh, you're not too good for us now, right?" And I remember being so jarred by the experience, and I was like, "You guys rooted for me." And I was like, "And now I did what you said you were rooting for me to do." And that was when I realized that people want you to do well, but not better than them. The reason...
All right, so we got dive bombers, 5 reps. Let's get these knocked out. Here we go.
The goal isn't coming at you fast enough is because every person you've seen accomplish the goal, you only see it the moment they accomplish it. And the reason that it hurts so much when people are like, "Must be nice, oh, that happened overnight," is because every time you fail, no one cares and no one sees. But when you finally win, people...
5. 30-second break. All right, y'all, round number 2. We got more dive bombers. Round 2.
will take notice, discredited. But it's the only time they notice is when you actually win. And so, to even further reinforce the point, the fact that everyone looks like an overnight success means that the 10 years where they sucked, no one saw. And so the fear that you have about people noticing the fact that you fail is ridiculous, because they're barely going to notice when you...
That's 5. Holy cow. Oh, goodness. One more set of these dive bombers, and then we go to diamonds to finish. Alright, last round of these dive bombers, y'all. Here we go. Let's finish up. Finish the dive bomber work.
Seed. The difficulty with personal development and entrepreneurship is that you don't know when the end is coming, but you still need to fight. And the only certainty that I can give you is that it's the same thing that every other person who got through that period went through. But I think the thing that everyone who's listening lacks is the context on how hard work.
That's 5. Now, 30-second break. Then we're gonna finish the push-up section with diamonds. 30-second break. We got 3 sets of 30 reps of diamond push-ups. It's gonna suck, but we gotta finish. Alright, y'all. Diamonds now. Let's get these diamonds knocked out. We got 30 reps of them. Let's get to it, man. 3 sets of this and we're done with the push portion. So let's get it knocked out.
Is not in that it's complex, but just in that it's a continuous and unending focus on one thing and noticing the details that separate mediocrity from greatness. And if you're like, I don't know what the difference between those two things is, that is the opportunity that hard work reveals. And most people expect that is hard work because that's the hardest they've...
Oh God, okay, 17. 13 go. God, triceps are getting annihilated here. Short break. We're getting back to it.
Worked, not the amount of hard work that is required in order to get the level of outcome that they say they want or that they expect. And until you get great, because as soon as you get great at one thing, you realize just the tremendous amount of hours and work that it takes to be great at one thing. And then there's this oh shit moment that I can express personally, which is you realize that there's so few things that you can be great at. And then the discipline comes down to saying, what are the 2 or 3 things that I can be really good at in my life? Because it will take me 5 to 7 years to be exceptional at this one thing. I am okay being a beacon of relentless hard work.
That's 30. 1 set done. We got 2 to go. Oh my goodness. 2 sets left. 30-second break first. Round 2, y'all. Here we go. Let's get it knocked out.
And that's the never-ending cycle of excellence. Oh, I just have to figure out what to do. When I wake up every day, there's only one voice I have to listen to. And so then it's like, just do it for me. Yeah, we need to...
God, all right. That's 14. Still gotta do like 16 more, man. Oh my goodness. Let's get some strength back and get back into it.
Be reminded more than we need to be taught. It's one of my favorites. There have been so many times in my life where I knew I needed to do something, and then I filled all this extra time not doing that thing. And then the moment I did it, I was like, wow, that took way less time than I thought it was going to take. And not only that, it took way less time than it took me to delay to actually get to this point. And if I had only started with just doing what I was supposed to do, I could have done 4 or 5 other things that I was also supposed to do by this exact same point. Waking up and then trying to shrink the time between when I wake up and when I start working, and shrinking the time between one task and the next task. Like, you don't need to take 30 minutes of getting ready to start working. Like, you can just start working, because as soon
That's 26, 4 more.
As you get into it, you start pulling the thread and you're like, oh, here it is. And all of the time that I was getting ready to work, I was just using up my best brain power time on things that truly don't move the needle at all. The vast majority of business owners work a fair amount. They just work on the wrong stuff and they do it the wrong way. And so they get so little for their effort that they wonder when they're at home empty-handed in bed.
All right, 2 sets done. Last set, here it is. These diamonds are coming. Finally about to be done with the push-up session. Finally, dude. Whew. All right, let's finish it. 30-second break, then we're gonna finish it out. All right, so last round of these diamonds, let's finish out strong. Here we go, last 30.
Why isn't this working when I am working? But if you define work, at least the way I do, which is output, and in order to get output, it's volume times leverage. So how many times you do the thing times how much you get for each time you do it. And so that is the, do you work smart or do you work hard? It's you do both. You do as many reps as you possibly can, and you do it.
15 to go. Goodness. Yeah, short break. Got 15 more.
With the most leverage possible. So if I make 100 phone calls, the leverage that I can have there would be how skilled I am. So if I make 100 calls, I might get 10 times more. And so I worked more, I had more output than somebody who has less skill. But the only way you get skilled is by working more. And so it's this virtuous cycle of doing more and getting better, and then you get more for what you do. I talk about the rule of 100 on steroids, which is something that I learned from a guy who owned 13 or 14 really successful gyms, and he called it open to goal. And he said, yeah. He said, my managers work open to goal. And I was like, what does that mean? It's like, so they work open until they hit their goal. And so sometimes that means they hit their goal by noon and they can cut out. Or that means that they have to go from 5 a.m. until midnight that night, because that's how long it took them to hit the goal. And so I've seen
26, 4 to go. Last 4.
In this across a lot of high achievers across domains. So like, I'll keep shooting free shots until I hit 100 free shots. I will run until this happens. I will practice my presentation until I do 0 mess ups, right? Or whatever that output is that you want for quality or quantity. And the more times you do what is required to get what you want, the more times you get what you want.
All right, we finished the push section. Y'all see the pump? Whew. Now we're gonna go to the feel good section. Like I said, I've been doing a lot more body work, so we're gonna make sure their body's feeling good. So we're gonna start off with some isometrics like I show y'all all the time. I'm gonna do 1 second, 45 each leg. Just making I'm working on making sure that quad tendon is strong and knee feels good. So I'll see y'all in a minute. We're about to get to that real quick. Woo, let's go. Hey, y'all see the pump, man. Like, you don't need a whole bunch of weights. Like, this is all body weight work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw the volume on that push section workout. It's no joke, man. See y'all in a minute. Alright, so part of the feel good work that I'm about to do right now is some isometrics just to make sure quad tendon feels good and knees feel good. So I'm here on the leg extension machine. Y'all already know what we do with the isos. We go out a little less than full extension just to get quad contraction. And literally this is to strengthen the quad tendon and make sure my knees feel good. So that's what we're about to get into. So like I said, I always do 4 sets of 45 seconds on each side. I'm only going to show y'all one because y'all don't need to sit here and watch me do 4. So let's get right to it. We got 30 pounds here. The Smith machine makes it a little bit easier. I usually only do 20, but the Smith machine stabilizes the weight and makes it way easier. So I went up to like 30 this time. Might go up, just depending. It's not supposed to be super heavy. Just kind of like getting a decent contraction. But let's get into it. Here we go, man.
But when no one's watching, I work harder than when they're watching.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every week. Done.
I'm getting back on track with Factor. Fresh.
Thinking about it like that has given me this persistent and ever-present scorecard or third party that's like, no one's watching, which means now you have to work because otherwise you're full of shit. And so it's this continuous reinforcing cycle of me and other me holding the whip behind me to see how much I can take. But with each lash of the whip that I take, learning that I can take it and continue to trudge on. As long as you keep going, you bear witness to yourself of what you are capable of. And I find that incredibly satisfying in the trenches of misery when you have to go through it. Hard work is the goal. And so it's not like work hard so that X, because as soon as you have a so that, then the X is the thing. But if the goal is to work as hard as you possibly can, then the only real output we have is who we become along the way. Then it's something that I can win or measure myself against every day in real time throughout the day, which is how hard am I working? Because that is the goal. Because I know that when I look back on my life, the days that I loved the most were days when I had nothing left in the tank. And so then the goal becomes to empty the tank, not where I drive, but just to drive the car as hard as I possibly can. And that means that in the beginning, it's just straightaways and just...
I'm gonna do the last 3 sets off camera, y'all. See y'all when we get to the next exercise. After I do this, we're gonna go out to the track and just do a few movement-based exercises. So I'll see y'all when we get out there. All right, y'all, we're out at the track and we are gonna do some exercises called closure. So like I said, I've been doing a lot of jumping, a lot of weightlifting. So these are kind of like some feel-good exercises that are just going to help me like feel better and help my body feel better, you know, as I'm going through the phases of training and the cycles of training that I'm going through. So we're gonna start off with like a nice, easy 200-meter jog. So I'm here at the track. I'm gonna jog from these numbers to the other numbers and then back. And then I'll move on to the next exercise. I'll update y'all with every exercise that we're doing. But again, these are feel-good exercises, just trying to get the body to feel good, nothing crazy intense. So let's go ahead and get to it. Here we go, y'all. So running all the way down to the other numbers and then coming back.
How high I can rev the engine. But as I become more advanced, it's like, all right, well now we've got turns, and then it's turns in elevation, and then it's turns in elevation without guardrails because we have risk. And so when I think about how hard I want to work, the interesting thing about that is that the only person who can judge you on your success is you, because you're the only one who knows how much left in the tank you really had. there's this huge time delay between when we start behaving in a way that a winner behaves and when we start winning. And the problem is that the bigger the mountain you're trying to climb, the bigger the W you're trying to get, typically the more delayed it is
Longer
between
the lag.
Yeah, between when you start behaving like a winner and when you start being a winner. And most people...
That was just a nice and easy jog, y'all. On to the second exercise. All right, y'all, now we got a 50-meter backwards run. I'm gonna go to right to 50 meters, it's like the cones, and I'm just gonna come back.
don't get the fast enough feedback loop to know that they're on the right path when they are taking these first steps in the right direction, because they have this really big goal, but they forget that with that really big goal comes the even longer delay that it takes to get there.
Those times when you get up early and you work hard. Those times when you stay up late and you work hard.
All right, done with that. Next exercise. All right, y'all, we got a 50-meter side skip. Coming down and back, I'm literally just skipping. It's a little side skip, like I'm doing jumping jacks.
Those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream. That's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey. And if you guys can understand that, then what you'll see happen is that you won't accomplish your dreams. Your dreams won't come true. Something greater will.
It's an amazing thing about passion. If you love something, if you have a strong passion for something.
All right, done with that exercise. Whew. All right, y'all, we got a 50-meter.
You would go to the extreme to try to understand or try to get it. Whatever you have a love for, if you have to walk, you would go get it. If you have to beg someone, you would go get it.
I don't think you guys understand how present you guys were with me. You know, you guys were there with me at 5:30 in the morning when I was running the track and I was midway through my workout, and I didn't know if I could make it through. And I thought about the expectations you guys had for me and you had for our team, and it pushed me through. It got me through those 800s and 400s and 100s.
Yo, with that. All right, y'all. Got a 50-meter back pedal now, so literally just gonna be back pedaling. Nice and easy. 50 meters down there, then 50 meters back. Here we go.
At 5:30 in the morning, so I thank you.
We're not on this stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger. We were never satisfied, never finished, will never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And I took that.
All right, done with the back pedal. On to the next exercise. All right, y'all. 50-meter run with a cut, so we're running. Boom, putting our foot in the ground, cutting. 50 meters down, 50 meters back. Here we go.
The heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. Thank you for this tremendous honor in acknowledging my basketball career, but I'm far from done. My next dream is to be honored one day for inspiring the next generation of athletes to have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never ever rest in the middle. Rest at the end, not in the middle. Be yourself. That's it.
All right, got that. All right, y'all, now we got to run with a spin. Just really getting comfortable in our own body, nothing too intense, but 50 meters down, 50 meters back. Here we go.
Be you. Be you. There's no gimmick. You don't have to contrive anything. Who are you? Where are you today? What is your story? Where does that come from?
And if you guys can understand that, then I'm doing my job as a father. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Mamba out.
Woo! Done with that. All right, now we got an exercise called serpentine. So essentially what serpentine is you're gonna run at an angle, and you're gonna lean your head back the other way, boom, come the other way, and you're gonna continue that. I'm gonna continue that all the way 50 meters down, 50 meters back. Getting really, really comfortable with my body and movement in space. Go.
Because if you play with the fear of failing, you'll have the pressure on yourself to play, to capitulate to that fear. If you play with the sense of I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, then it doesn't matter. You're unfazed by either, right? And that enables you to really just stay in the moment, stay connected to it, and not feel anything other than what's in front of you. So I try to just be dead center.
Got that done. Some of y'all might be wondering what the heck is the point of that exercise, but it actually has a direct correlation to jumping. So on your approach, when you're trying to dunk, right, especially for a 2-foot jumper, you're coming almost at a bell curve, and the reason for that is to help you get lower. So when I approach to go dunk or to try to jump as high as I can, I come at a bell curve, boom. And then when I get to that penultimate, I fire off and I'm dropping low. So the bell curve is emphasized by the serpentine, you know what I mean? So that's the whole point of doing it. I'm just doing everything has a purpose. So now we're gonna do the exact same thing, but we're gonna do it backwards this time. So I'm leaning, and now I'm just running backwards, and I'm doing the exact same thing literally, but backwards this time, just to get more comfortable with it. All right. 50 meters down, 50 meters back. Here we go.
You start with what do you want your game to be? What would make your game most unstoppable or hard to deal with? And now you work backwards from there. And you start building it one piece at a time, one move at a time, one counter at a time.
Who would Shaq be if he had your work ethic?
He'd be the greatest of all time.
If Shaq had your work,
he'd be the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time by a mile.
Sure. He'd be the first to tell you that, for sure. I mean, this guy was a force like I have never seen. I mean, it was crazy. A guy at that size. Generally, guys at that size are a little timid.
All right, got that. On to the next exercise. All right, y'all. So now we got side run. So literally, I'm gonna be facing this way, almost like a karaoke, and I'm gonna be running sideways just to get better at body control, body fluidity, things of that nature. So I'm gonna go 50 meters down, 50 meters back.
And they don't wanna be tall. They don't wanna be big. Man, this dude he did not care. He was mean, he was nasty, he was competitive, he was vindictive. I mean, I wish he was in the gym. I would have had 12 rings.
He had the work ethic.
My God, yeah. We ain't be close.
All right, done with that. Woo. Last one here. We got backwards crossovers. Ah, man. Okay, so what we're doing essentially, similar to the side run that we just did. I'm gonna angle myself like I'm playing defense on somebody. 1, 2, break down, other way. 1, 2, break down, other way. It's almost like a cornerback or a safety drill. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is just for agility, man, When you're trying to increase vert, trying to jump as high as you can, 2 things you need to have are fluidity, agility, and 3 things, also explosion. Right now, we're working on fluidity and agility
just as an athlete overall. Not so much explosion right now. So this will be the last one of these closer exercises. Here we go, man.
If you're lazy, man, I don't want to talk to you. I won't deal with you. You don't make me feel dumber. You know, you're going to lower my level. I don't think so. You can go over there. There's plenty of teams in here where you'll fit right in. I don't deal with people that don't commit at that level, but then act as if they do. I don't deal with that. I don't. It's real shit. I mean, listen. So, like, we used to get into stuff all the time because it was like, you know, he would say, okay, Kobe's not throwing me the ball. And, you know, media would take it and run with it and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, well, bruh, if you were in shape, by the time I run down on a fast break and run.
So last night he used him. Honestly, nothing.
Back and then run down, you're still coming down the first time, bruh. Like, what the hell do you want me to do? Right? So a lot of our contention came from that.
And even though he was older, you were still confronting him. You didn't care.
Oh, I didn't care, man.
From
listen,
day one,
bro.
From day one,
I knew for sure Rick Fox, my teammates.
All right, that's it for that. Moving on to the next thing. All right, y'all, we got a lunge circuit now. So we're gonna do like 5 different types of lunges or so. Starting with in-place forward lunges. So we're gonna do 10 reps. Let's get right to it.
They all thought I was absolutely crazy the day me and Shaq got in a fist fight. After that day, they were like, okay, Kobe, you're certifiable.
Fist fight.
Oh, yeah.
Fist fight.
Oh, I'm not backing down. Listen, either you're going to whoop my ass or we're going to have a night. But, you know, ain't no way.
All right, next lunge type. All right, y'all, in place side lunge now, 10 reps, here we go.
Hey, you know, there's a level of respect, and for Shaq too, by the way. And that, I know he's told me that day was a big turning point for him because it was like, you know, he's generally used to talking trash and saying what he wants, and nobody really stepping up and challenging him on that. And when he saw me challenge him on that, he was like, "This kid's crazy. All right, I can win with that," you know. And so that was kind of the beginning of our relationship, I think.
That's probably never happened to him. That's probably not something that's common to him.
No,
I mean, he's also 7 feet tall since he was 3 years old or something, right?
All right, 10 of those done. All right, y'all, walking lunges now. We are no longer stationary. I'm walking towards the camera. Here we go, 10 reps. Back up far enough to where I can do 10. I got long legs.
This is all coming back to me right now. There's also a game in Phoenix, my first year we were playing, and he kept posting up, but they kept fouling him, so he kept going to the free throw line and kept missing them. And so he'd throw the ball out to me. I'm not throwing that back in there, right? So.
All right, that's 10. Next lunge type. All right, y'all, similar, but this time we got twist lunge. 10 reps here, walking towards the camera with a twist at the bottom. Here we go, y'all.
I kept shooting him, right? So we get in the timeout, and he's like, hey, I'm open. I'm like, okay. And so we go out, and same thing, come, hey, I'm open. Okay. There you go. Come back in. Hey, dude, you gotta throw me the ball. I said, man, f that, get it off the rebound if I miss, bro.
You told him this. First year.
18 years old, man. 18 years old. And I must have been out of my damn mind.
That's 10. Next lunge type. All right, y'all, backwards lunge now, stationary. 10 reps, here we go.
The story continues. The story continues. So if you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that, right? So to me, that's why failure is not existent. Because, you know, if I fail today, okay, I'm gonna learn something from that failure and I'm gonna try again on Tuesday.
All right, that's 10. Next lunge type. right, y'all. We got squat, lunge, walk. So basically it's a pistol squat. 10 reps, just alternating back and forth between the legs, but I'm walking forward towards y'all. Let's get to it.
Those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey.
Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Like, success is getting what you want. Fulfillment is living what you're made for. Fulfillment and success, they're not even the same universe. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be happy? And I always tell them it's really simple. One word, progress. Progress equals happiness. If you keep growing, you're gonna feel alive. And if you keep...
All right, that's 10 of them. Next lunge type. All right, last one right here, y'all. We got low lunge walk. So we're staying really close to the ground, nice and low in the lunge, and I'm walking towards y'all. Not a regular lunge, I'm staying low. Here we go.
Growing, you're gonna have more to give. It doesn't matter how many statues, Oscars they give you, or Emmys, or how much money you have in the bank. We've all seen people have all those things, and I get the phone call because they're depressed.
That's it for our lunge circuit, y'all. All these, like I said, are feel-good exercises because I got a jump session tomorrow, so just trying to make sure my body feels good before we get into that. We got one more thing to do, and then we will be done. Just a few barbell exercises, so I'm gonna go inside, finish these barbell exercises, then we'll be done with the workout for today. See y'all in a minute, man. All right, y'all, so now I've got just a few barbell exercises, nothing super intense. It's just light, just some feel-good exercises, but I'm gonna go through a circuit where I'm doing 10 reps. We'll start with the barbell good morning, then we will do an RDL. Immediately after the RDL, we will do a single leg RDL, then a side squat, then a single leg calf raise, 10 on each side, and overhead squat. That'll be one round, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4 rounds of all those exercises. Take probably like a 30-second break in between each one. So just to feel good exercise, just to get a little bit of strength, but nothing crazy. And this will complete the workout. So let's get to it, man. Gonna finish this out nice and strong here. Here we go, y'all. Starting with that good morning.
Or somebody commits suicide in that area. It's really an inner game, and I think that's what's missing for us today. Everybody's focusing on the outside world, and hell, there's a lot of things in the outside world you'll never be able to control. You can influence, but you can't control it. This, your mind, your emotions, your body, you have 100% control over what you do with these things, and that's where the game is won. You win the inner game, then you win the outer game. But a lot of people spent their life trying to win the outer game, they won, and they're miserable. Someone can tell you your whole life you're a piece of crap, but you can say, screw you, read between the lines, and make your life work. Someone can tell you your whole life you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're the smartest person in the world, and you don't believe it. Because self-esteem doesn't come from what people say about you. Self-esteem is earned within yourself. It's esteem for yourself, which only comes by doing things that are incredibly difficult, and then your brain goes, this is who I am. You really gotta figure out what you're made for, and nobody knows in the beginning. So you start where you are and you do what's in front of you, do what's next, and you keep growing until you start to discover, hey, this is my real passion. So identity is the #1 thing I work to change with people, to expand it. Expand your own sense of who you really are and what you're capable of. And the mindset has to be destroy any limitation and move forward, move forward, move forward. I think passion is the genesis of genius. If you've got enough passion, you're gonna find answers nobody else does. But most people run out of fuel, meaning they get tired, they get exhausted, they get burnt out, they get, the law of familiarity. They're around something so much they take it a little bit for granted. And I've managed to see something in myself that I found in every great leader that I've ever respected, and that is, I value intelligence immensely, but I know really smart people can't fight their way out of a paper bag pragmatically, right? What I see as the one common denominator of people that are successful over a lifetime is the sustained hunger. Hunger is the number one factor. You need to be good at pattern recognition, and that's what gets somebody strong at anything. I mean, you look at, why is Amazon doing so well? He realized one pattern was valued over anything else, convenience, right? If you look at Tom Brady, a friend of mine, he's got pattern recognition like nobody else at 43 years old. He's able to do things no one dreamed could be done. He's got more Super Bowl rings than any team. See, what do they see that none of us see? What's the pattern? Then you gotta learn pattern utilization. It's one thing to see it, it's another thing to use it. And then if you're good after a while, you get to pattern creation. It's like if you learn to play the piano, most people play other people's music, and then there's a point you've learned so much that you're able to create. It really comes down to anyone can learn anything if it's important enough to you. So it's like my drive is not just for me. That wouldn't be enough because it's easy to meet your own needs. It's not that difficult. But if you can find something that you care about more than yourself, your daughter, your son, your family, your business, your mission, your community, whatever it is, that's really the secret to energy and vitality and strength and really learning. One of the things I want to do with people during this challenge is take things that seem so complex and make them so simple so you do it. Get it really simple, things you can do right now to change your life. You can go to experience it that day, and then you get momentum. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and all of a sudden now what used to be hard to do is easy to do. And I think for anyone, you gotta understand anyone can learn anything if you can just break it down to its simple core, and that's what I try to do most. And I'm just not willing to settle for a life without passion and aliveness. That's just like there's so much to learn, there's so much to grow, there's so much to give, and I'm wired to grow and give. And I think anybody gets wired to grow and give is gonna have a really fulfilling life. It doesn't matter what you choose to do, you're gonna be alive. A year ago, people thought we were coming out of, we got vaccines now, and we're coming out of COVID, and it's gonna be all over now, and people are excited. But now, after going through 2 years of this, there's a lot of people now that no longer have a compelling future. Like, people talking about New Year's resolutions, most people don't even have one. Because it's like, they never followed through anyway, right? But at least they had something to look forward to. They're starting to get into learned helplessness. Learned helplessness is when something is so bad over and over again, you start thinking the problem's permanent. No problem is permanent. Or you start thinking the problem's pervasive because I haven't handled my finances, my whole world's over. Or because my relationship's bad, my whole world's over. Your life is bigger than that. My goal right now is to shake that up for people. People need a new perspective, and you can't do it by just sitting and thinking. You gotta move your body, you gotta change your energy and your focus. But if I get you into a higher state of being, mentally, emotionally, physically, then all of a sudden you start remembering who you are and you start coming up with answers that you never even thought were possible before.
The idea of remembering who you are is something incredibly powerful. There was a Batman cartoon where he gets...
That overhead squat wasn't going. Y'all saw that I just did all those push-ups, so my shoulders are cooked, so it's not gonna work. Take like 30-second break, get to round 2, let's go. All right, here we go, y'all. Round number 2, same exact exercises. Let's get right to it, man.
It's amnesia, and he gets put in like a camp, basically, a work camp, and he can't get out. And he feels stuck and weak and, afraid. And then something happens, I don't remember what, triggers his memory. And he remembers that he's Batman. Just in remembering that he's Batman, he then takes the actions to fight his way out. And look, I know it's a cartoon, but that has always resonated with me. And whenever I'm feeling anxious about something, I always tell myself, remember who you are.
But you're really talking about the most important concept in lasting change, identity. We all define ourselves in certain ways. So you start where you are and you do what's in front of you, do what's next, and you keep growing until you start to discover, hey, this is my real passion. And it can change. People go for 5, 6, 7 years and then they usually question their business, their career, their body, their relationships. And then one of two things happens. They change direction and feel renewed, or they go, no, I got a great deal here. What the hell's wrong with me? And they recommit and they get stronger. But that's life. And if you don't grow, I don't give a damn how much you got going for you, you're gonna be miserable. I think as early on I realized, you know, one of the things you have to understand about life is everything changes and everything ends. And that kind of sounds heavy on the front end, but it's a truth. If everything changes and everything ends, number one, it should make you appreciate what you have right now. And then my view is, what's next is always better. If I make it so, it's my job to make it so. And I think that's how we have to navigate. But most of us have been conditioned not to take a risk. People ask me all the time, what does it take to be happy? And I always tell them it's really simple. One word, progress.
What pissed you off the most? What is it?
Myself.
Why? Huh?
Because I'm lazy.
When was the last time you did something 100%?
I can't remember.
What are you afraid of? Tell me.
Screw it up. Damn it. It's just screwing up. I've done it all my life. I'm a failure.
You're not a failure.
Yes, I am.
You are not. We all make mistakes in life. Embrace change.
When you're getting in there and you're overthinking and all these things come in too much of like, I have to do this, this, and this, I have to do a 4-second negative. Oh my God, that's going to be so hard. I should drop the weight. Then like, no, just get in there, know what you can do, bust your ass and get out of there.
Yeah.
And sometimes overthinking it holds you back.
People want to jump from day 1 to day 10 by getting some big seed money or big investment. And dude, I don't care how much money I've made. I try to pretend like I'm broke every single day in the way that I think, because it forces me to create new solutions and innovate in my brain.
I had one of my sales guys who I said, dude, I don't see you at the gym. And he said, you know, I'm just really busy. And I just like looked at him and I was like, you will never have more time and less responsibility than you do now. So I kind of used the James Clear thing. I said, hey, if you can't make it work now, accept that you're never going to be in shape for the rest of your life. He was like, whoa. I was like, think about it.
Rid yourself of
right. Yeah. I was like, you're just never going to be in shape. He was like, whoa. I mean, that. I was like, right. So do it or don't, but stop wanting it.
I promise you, you don't want to be that old person sitting on your deathbed looking back at your life filled with regret because you always made the easy choice.
Think it right now! Whatever the fuck you have!
Then go all in, embrace it. Let it mold you, shape you into what you've always wanted to become.
You gotta lock in. You have to put the hours in. You may have to raise children, cultivate your marriage, and work your side hustle all at the same time. Everybody knows if you don't go to the gym, if you don't get on the treadmill, put the cardio in, if you don't hit the weights and lift, you're not going to walk around with the physique that you see in your head. It's going to remain a conversation, a vision, a dream.
Lazy people don't know how to start. Weak people don't know how to finish. Successful people don't know how to stop. People demand success, but refuse to work weekends. People want opportunity, but won't talk to strangers. People claim ambition, but sleep in every day. We are the result of our actions, not our aspirations.
Let's say we have a circuit breaker, okay? And I'm loading everything up to one circuit. Just load it up. It's gonna fucking blow. And once that thing blows, man, the circuit's all fucked up. You gotta have each thing plugged into the right spot, like a fucking crowded garage. You can't put anything in it. Once your brain is crowded, discipline is great, motivation is great, but if you can't fit shit in your brain because it's all fucking cluttered with shit, there's no discipline. You may have it sometimes when it fits in that crowded garage of your mind.
2 rounds done, 2 to go. See you in about 30 seconds. Off round number 3, same exact exercises. Let's get it started.
Mind, but you don't have the consistency that you need to have with that discipline.
There's actually 2 human beings.
in the bathroom every morning. There's you, and there's a human being in the mirror. And that human being is trying, and they've been there a long time, and they've been waiting for you to wake up and to see them. They're tired of your constant negativity. They're tired of you beating them down. They need you to be more encouraging. They need you to be more celebratory. They need your support. And when you finally wake up and create a moment with yourself every single morning where you look yourself in the eye and you see yourself and you forgive yourself and you honor yourself and you say, I believe, with this gesture in you, it is this remarkably deep and spiritual feeling of connection that you've been longing for a very long time.
Your excuses will destroy you and take everything that you ever wanted from you if you let them. It can seem like a friend, just like your friend that keeps feeding you drinks at the bar can seem like a friend, but are they really helping you in any way, shape, or form? No, they're not. They're not. So when your excuses make you feel a little bit better about the fact that you didn't execute on what you needed to execute on, then they can make you feel better, but they're not helping you. They're not helping you at all.
400 trillion to 1, the odds of becoming a human being. You know, being successful takes several different variables. I think self-awareness is number one. If you don't know yourself and you don't know what you're good at, you've got no shot because you're gonna be spinning your wheels. I think work ethic is at the top. Nobody watching this right now knows anybody that's successful at all that hasn't put in serious amounts of work.
You cannot grow mentally, physically, emotionally, or financially in your comfort zone and when avoiding pain. It doesn't work like that. If you want to build an ultra successful business, you're gonna take 2x4 after 2x4 after 2x4 to the face before anything becomes reality. If you want to build an amazing body, you have to break down the muscle fibers in order to rebuild them back up.
Factor clearly gets active lifestyles. They're developed by dietitians and prepared by chefs, so they're actually good. And they're
How are you going to choose to show up? Like I was talking about before, there are things out of your control. What's in your control? How can you take that power back into your own hands? And what are you going to take from it? What kind of meaning can you find from taking power out of what you feel powerless in?
Feeling stuck is a signal that you've stopped growing. That's it. And when most people feel stuck, since they don't understand that it's tied to a fundamental need for growth, we believe it's an existential crisis and we blow up our lives. Learning anything gets you back in touch with a fundamental need. It makes you start to feel like things are moving. And from that place of feeling a little bit more empowered, you'll be able to make better decisions about what big things need to change in your life.
You get to live life one time. And this is the time right now to understand what's actually happening and actually map your behavior to something that will impact you for the next 80 years. Pay the attention to who's giving you the advice. Who's giving the advice?
You should only take advice from people whose dreams for your life are bigger than yours are.
You gotta learn to pick yourself up on your own. A lot of times these fights and these battles, you gotta be your own coach. You gotta be your own motivator.
I could have saved myself tons of mental agony because I could have reassured that, hey, look, this is just the way it goes. And this is just part of the deal. And you signed up for this. And nobody ever tells you those things. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're getting your face beat in business, right? Like nobody comes along and says, hey, it's gonna be okay. You don't feel like it's gonna be okay. You feel like your world's ending.
It could be a painful day emotionally. It could be a painful day relationally. It could be a painful day financially. Are you gonna complain? Or are you gonna use it to your advantage?
It doesn't matter if you go the hard path or the easy path, both paths will make you suffer. But at least the hard path leads to your ultimate goal. The easy path leads to you suffering in silence and then dying with regret.
Imagine you could use pain as a fuel. Imagine if you could use the pain as a passport. Imagine if you could use the pain to push you, to condition you, to prepare you for the stages and the rooms you gotta walk into and the tables you gotta sit at and the stages you have to stand on. What if the pain could make you better? What if the pain could build muscle? What if the pain could cause you to reach higher, to leap farther, to run faster? What if the pain could help you? You gotta lock in.
I want to introduce y'all to this very simple concept. That if you want it, you gotta go get it. Some of y'all got this concept of what you want to accomplish. You know, some of y'all are motivated by broke.
Three rounds done, 30-second break, then we'll finish the last round, man. Woo! Last round of this workout. All right, y'all, round number 4. This will complete the workout. Let's finish it out strong here. Here we go. Last round of this circuit.
I'm broke, I'm stuck, I'm f***ed up, I can't do nothing. Other folks are motivated by materialistic things. It's a very simple concept. If you want it, you gotta go get it.
How bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live or breathe or sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with you. But a lot of people, most people don't want it that badly, which is why they always ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it.
You know, there comes a day, man, everyone's gonna have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening, it makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're gonna become something that you haven't. There comes that day. It's either when you're young, you know, and it strikes you on the baseball field because you're sick of striking out, or it's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, and your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a day where push comes to shove, where being mediocre, being like average and shit just burns and sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day, and you get off your fucking ass. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out. But you've never wanted to unwrap it because there's too much pain and commitment. It's time to unwrap the potential you can be. Superior, man. It's within you.
I'm not talented. It was life and death. Either you live or you die. Which one do you want, Tom? That was the decision. In the corporate life and in the gym. But if you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something. I'll repeat that. If you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something, not even yourself. A lot of days I'm like, oh, you can't do this, Tom. You can't be as quick as a 30-year-old on the computer. Bullshit! Let me show you. I mean, I would have arguments with myself. I could do it. People doubted me. I doubted myself sometimes too. You know what? I watched Arnold fall down. Nobody remembers when he fell down. Arnold wasn't the glorified winner as he was in the first 70 through 75. He got up and became a famous film star.
I feel like not enough people talk about 1-800-CONTACTS. I've been using 1-800-CONTACTS since 2020 and
He became governor. He kept getting up and getting up. That's what it takes. To do anything successfully in life, you gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. And dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen and become a reality. I believe that sincerely, and I'll die on that thought.
I say I made a full commitment that I'm gonna go and be a bodybuilding champion. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna be in America. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna get in the show business and I'm going to be a leading man. No matter what it takes, I will do the work. I will do the work over and over and over until I get it. And the same was in politics.
and everything like that. So to me, it is very dangerous to have a plan B because you're cutting yourself off from the chance of really succeeding.
One day I made a decision that enough is enough. I'm tired of being average. I'm tired. I'm tired of being good. I'm tired. I want to go to the dealership and buy the best car. I want to move to the nicest neighborhood. I want to fly first class. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Australia. I made a decision. Enough is enough. It's showtime.
The hour is now for game changers to emerge out of obscurity and into victory. Take the throne with everything that you have in you.
Nobody cares where you started. Nobody's stopping you. There's nobody that's got to take your resume. There's no grades that matter. None of it. What matters is, are you willing to hustle? And how bad do you want it?
Master the 3 W's. You got to want it, you got to work it, then you got to win it. I know that's right. Now, how bad do you want it?
A lot of times people tend to get very comfortable with themselves and they're always celebrating the same victories over and over and over again. But the moment they get uncomfortable or they find themselves in a new environment, they either freeze up or they go back. You got to be the person that wants to go a little bit further in whatever it is that you're doing in your life. Remember, as you live, there is opportunity to be greater.
Dreams are that moment where you pick your head up and you get really quiet and you tune in to what your mind, body, and spirit is telling you. Kind of aim that inner compass out into the distance and you ask yourself, where do I want to go? Like if you think about 5 or 10 years from now, and the easiest way for me to figure out that is, who am I jealous of? That usually shows.
All right, y'all, have finished the workout. A lot of work was put in today. Starting off with those push-ups, upper body. And then as soon as we finished that, we got closure and then this. A lot of work, full body trench work today. But a lot of it was feel good, feel great, and ready to jump tomorrow. If y'all like that workout, let me know any more workouts that y'all want to see from me. Drop them down below in the comments. But tomorrow we'll be on day 3. Or actually, no, my bad. Tomorrow's day 4 of the weekly workout series. Right? Yeah, today was day 3. Tomorrow's day 4. We got a second jump session incoming. I'm gonna be filming for y'all. I jump twice a week, 50 to 60 jumps every single time, max approach, 15 warm up. Trying to get as explosive as possible, man. But make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow for the follow-up. This video will be out tomorrow, and the follow-up will be out the next day. So make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're about up here, baby. Let's go.